Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back, where today we are going to be talking about the new blog post that just dropped after Infinity Ward's Less Than Stellar debut event with streamers and content creators showing off Warzone 2 and DMZ. Hopefully this blog post will go a little bit more into detail and show us, what the point of DMZ is, because that seemed to be one of the biggest complaints, is it is very much so not like Tarkov. They're not trying to compete with Tarkov, but it is an extraction-based game mode, so what is the point? Obviously, you go in, you gather weapons, you bring them out to go back in with the weapons again. But there's no player-driven economy or anything like that, so what is there to grind? What will keep people coming back? Hopefully they'll go into some detail here and we will learn a thing or two, and maybe it'll bring back some of the excitement there was for DMZ before this event happened, but let's find out. Here's what players can expect from DMZ: dangerous, diverse, open-world experience, choose your level of intensity, built for hardcore completionists, with faction missions, contracts, world events, stocking up the stash, helping out other squads, breaking open locked areas, and much more. This living world is plenty to conquer on day one. I suppose. Sandbox mode, players of all skill levels choose their own way to play and win. The goal is to loot up and get out alive, exploring the inactive world of AQ forces and enemy operators, exfiltrating with loot, cash, valuables, and rewards. Set your own stakes and ultimately earn some high-tier items for use across the rest of Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2.0. See, this, items across the rest of the game, is really all people care about, it seems, right now. It's the only reason I can imagine people deciding to play this over something like Tarkov, is if there are some really cool blueprints that people actually want. So we'll see how that goes. While players can choose how and where they engage, all operators must exfil to reap the rewards, ultimately fight for mastery of the mode, discovering all experiences. While DMZ begins in Al Mazrah, no one quite knows where it leads, so eventually it seems like they'll probably add another map. Whether or not that is just the next Warzone map, we'll find out. I don't know if it depends on how popular DMZ is, whether or not they're going to put in the effort to give it an entirely separate map, I would assume. And the way it's looking now, it's not going to be hugely popular. Stash and inventory. DMZ involves keeping a stash of inventory, weapons, valuables. Start with a small inventory of free contraband weapons. If you lose them, they're gone forever. Weapons acquired from other players or enemies on the field are considered contraband after extracting with them, okay? Still customizing weapons. Personal modification or weapon blueprint, you can still bring them in. One insured weapon slot for any personal loadout. Additional insured weapon slots can be earned by leveling up, so the more you play, the more weapons you can go in without losing them. For those looking for an alternate path, okay. If you want to unlock weapons versus traditional in-game XP, if you acquire a weapon and you exfil with it, it unlocks the base weapon in the game. For example, the AK-74U, you have to go through the AK and the AK-545, but instead, if you didn't want to do those things, if you found it in DMZ and exfilled with it, it would just unlock the weapon. That's kind of cool. I like that. Anything that opens up more ways for people to play a game is always good. If you lose an insured weapon, it takes time unless you're willing to pay. Okay, so extracting with cash and valuables, you can speed up how fast you get your weapon back. Also contains certain items taken out. Can be put in your loadout backpack for the first infiltration, give you access to special locations, so that's probably the fact that you can bring out keys and stuff to unlock new strongholds. If your backpack fills up during a match, you can visit a dead drop location to stash items for extraction in a later match. So you can only get out with what is on you, but if you fill up, you can store it so that you can grab it back during another match. I like that, that's okay. Although I could see people just filling up, dropping off at a dead drop, and then if it seems like it's a busy lobby, people just aren't going to pick it up, they'll just save it. Infill, loadout, and missions. Also, it worries me that this says beta. Are they going to say that the game mode is in beta after it releases, and that's going to be their excuse for any problems it has? Maybe. Infill, loadout, and missions. Trio-based mode, but you can solo or duo by disabling squad fill. Teach you how to play. Get your first rewards. You have faction missions. There are 3 factions: the Legion, White Lotus, and Black Mouse. Legion being starting, you unlock the other 2 later. Level them up, you get challenges and rewards. Players infiltrate with their chosen loadout, or they can bring nothing at all. Sometimes it takes a pair of fists. Okay, so you can go in and do naked scav runs, basically. Players will have to extract from the exclusion zone with their backpack. They'll provide experience for players to complete a supply run. In addition to the backpack, players can exfil with on-soldier items, including backpacks, self-revives, armor plate carriers. Okay, so you don't just exfil with what is inside, you get the gear too. That's good, I would hope so. Other than completing the objectives laid out in faction missions, free to explore to collect more items for their inventory, take optional assignments, such as completing contracts, rescuing a hostage, taking down a high-value target, world events. activating SAM turrets, UAV towers. Okay, I do like that there are out-of-mission things that feel like they will actually have some sort of effect on the world, like the SAM turrets or the UAV towers. I like that a lot. It makes the missions feel more dynamic. Hopefully that's a good thing. We'll see how it goes. Expect logical looting. Medical supplies and bathroom cabinets or hospitals. Police stations, military outposts contain more tactical gear. I like that. Only a few limits to where you can explore. Locked spaces where you need to find keys, and then you access strongholds, and then from there you get keys for other high value places. Okay. Al-Mazrah won't have a circle collapse, but you'll need to monitor radiation as well as the occasional sandstorm. I like the dynamic weather with the sandstorms. I think that's cool. We don't know yet what is causing the deadly energy and what operators may get from finding its source. Okay, so if you figure out what is causing the radiation, you can get something. No definitive objective or path to victory here in DMZ. You are responsible for mapping your own success in this mode with plenty of rewards for your efforts. Double XP tokens, calling cards, weapon charms, and other cosmetics. Those are good. Those are a actual good reason to play the game. They're a goal. I like that. Other than, hey, I have this much money in DMZ. Since there is no player-driven economy, I think they really need rewards like this that actually have some sort of effect, or cosmetic rewards to really keep people coming back. I think that's fantastic. Finally, the ultimate reward, the M13B assault rifle. This functional weapon is part of the Bruin Ops platform, along with the new BAS-P SMG, can be yours to use across all Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2.0 modes. Hold up, stop right there. If this assault rifle is only accessible by playing DMZ, I think that's a mistake. I think it's a problem. Because there are going to be people who just aren't good at DMZ or just don't want to play that specific game mode or whatever else. If they're locking content like a weapon for the actual multiplayer and Warzone 2 behind an entire game mode that is optional, I feel like that is an issue. I feel like any weapons that they add, you should be able to unlock in any of the 3 categories. So if this is DMZ only unlock, that kind of pisses me off and it's gonna cause problems. People are not gonna be happy about that. So hopefully it isn't just a reward in DMZ, because if it is, that's fucked. Exfil winning is determined by players' choices, consequences that follow, but ultimately exfilling is remain objective. Part of DMZ's design is to make every match matter. Anything you get that is in your loadout or backpack is lost upon death. Players can still be revived by their squad mates even after dying. It takes longer than usual down revive. If everyone drops, all that precious loot gets dropped too. Only exceptions are insured weapons, which are part of your stash. We've built a massive living world in Al-Mazrah with challenging enemies, a deep mission system, side quests, secrets, and more, and we look to the future. We hope to reward players for exfiltration in new ways as we work towards new uses for cash and items. DMZ does not set out to replicate, and we can't see how it plays in the wild. We hope players will share their adventures with us as well as feedback about their experiences. See you all in Al-Mazrah beginning November 16th. Okay, so it seems fun. It doesn't seem as hardcore as Tarkov. It doesn't seem like Tarkov because of there being no player-driven economy, because that seems like one of the major parts of Tarkov, along with, Tetris loot design and having to fit in all your gear and your stash. I'm assuming this isn't going to be the same way. Call of Duty is very much so a faster pace to get in and go type of game, so I doubt they'll make you spend 30-40 minutes gearing up for a single mission. It almost feels like a free-to-play, how do I explain this? Open world continuance of the campaign style. Like, if there is actual story missions or storylines for you to follow in the game, it seems like there's a lot that they could do with that gives more information on where things go after the campaign and stuff like that. I think that's fantastic. I like how interactive the world seems to be. My main problem is, again, other than cosmetics and I guess double XP tokens, it doesn't seem like there's much of a goal, except for if this M13 is locked behind DMZ, which is absolutely ridiculous if it is. It better not be. People will throw a bitch fit, I'm sure. However, I guess it's a goal that they're adding to DMZ. I don't know. It feels like they're trying to shoehorn people into playing it so that they can claim it's successful because they want the weapon, which I just don't like. I feel like that's a mistake. Let me know what you all think because I'm curious. Like the video, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. I hope you all enjoyed. I will see you all next time. Peace.